name is LinguaPal, and I'm Kaixin.
I'm Jessie.
So, oops. Okay.
So our problem is language barriers, and in a broad sense, in the world, it is very common because there's many different languages and countries, and so barriers happen when traveling or immigrating. And more closer to us in California, the biggest language barrier is between Hispanics and white Americans, and it affects everyday life. For example, difficulty getting jobs. There are more language barriers in California, but Hispanics is the biggest minority in California. And then in academic communities, students fall behind and are not able to communicate well with their peers or teachers. So the problem, according to Concern USA, language barriers in the classroom leave students behind, causing them to not achieve their full potential in the academic setting. I've found in my research that there's a difference between learning a language in students age 10 and lower compared to students in high school and higher levels of learning. Students age 10 and lower are able to absorb a language easier than older students. And so like international students and foreign exchange students are normally like in high school or college, and so it's harder for them to absorb the language.
Is it lagging?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you want to share the screen then?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna to switch screen because it seems that my Wi-Fi is not working for now.
No worries. Go for it.
Okay, can it be seen? Is it seen? Okay. So our target community is college students just like us, students that want to travel abroad, international students, students with a drive to communicate with more people. And we found that our design requirements are language learning levels, easy access and cost efficiency for that student budget, and incentives to learn more of the desired language. So our gathered language barrier research and the interviews we found from Diana, it impacted her most in her social and academic life, and couldn't communicate with others, which led to social distance isolation and made her feel depressed. We found the same in the survey with stress, anxiety, problems in the workplace, academia, and social life, and along with internet research, with difference in because of the cultural barriers. And the solutions to overcome these barriers and interviews found learning a language verbally by talking to someone, watching shows in that language, and reading books in the language. And the survey was bilingual education at a young age, a fast translator, like as a translator that is going right as you're talking, and universal gestures. And in internet research, we found to study the language, write it down, enunciating every syllable. And overall, what are language barriers we found in the interviews was an inability to be able to communicate with others, and especially a problem in academia as it prohibits learning. In our survey, it was language barriers or the difficulties, hardships that can arise if you live in a place where you cannot speak and or understand the primary language of that region. In internet research found the constraints on language learning and issues that many run into when they attempt to learn a language. So some current market solutions are Duolingo and Rosetta Stone. The cost for Duolingo is free, but it limits learning by the day, and full access costs $10 a month. And its target community is beginner learners, and it has 38 available languages. While Rosetta Stone, its cost is download CD option or subscription was cost from $35 to $250, and its target community is devoted learners based on the fact that they have to pay more money, and they have 25 languages available.
So our a project LinguaPal is an app designed to connect students to one another who have a different native language and can learn from each other. It is an alternative language learning that allows students to immerse into the language without traveling and make friends in the process. So how is LinguaPal different? It's different by its cost, number of language, target community, and language accuracy. The app is going to be completely free, so there is no money required for full access, which is good for the student budget. For the number of languages is going to be student based, user based. So there's going to be as many language as those spoken by the users. Our targets are going to be students, so our app is going to be the only language app designed to help students to connect students to one another. And our current word usage, which is slang and what actual conversations are like in the native language instead of a class-like setting. So the key features of our app is the app where it's going to welcome the user and is going to ask uh, the learning levels of the language of the user. So there's two options, beginners and some language or higher level learning level. So in the beginner button, if the user choose that button, they're going to be directed towards YouTube videos and other language learning devices. And as for the other buttons, they're going to be directed towards Discord server where they pick between conversing one-to-one or two-to-three people by chatting and speaking. So in the Discord server, there's going to be conversation starters, which are random topics to start a conversation depending on the level of knowledge in language. So it helps the users to keep their conversation alive. And there's also going to be a Discord bot, which is going to assign them to the Discord chat rooms. And there is a scoring system incentive that is going to encourage the users to keep using the app. So the following slides is a Discord demo. So when they choose the higher level learning experience, they're going to get towards the welcoming channel where there is the next steps that they have to go. And after that, if you can, Jess, can you click one more time? So they're going to be guided to the rules channel where they're going to read it and click on the emoji 100% or any emoji to confirm that they're ready to read it. And in the next, can you click again? So, and then after that, they're going to go to the language channel there, where they're going to pick the language that they want to learn and the language that they want to help out. And they're going to be directly to, like, for example, if they pick Spanish, they're going to be directly to the Spanish channel where there is going to be a chat and a voice where they can chat and communicate by voice. So our mission is demonizing language barriers by creating a community.
So how we'd implement this is first with a beta app that has our basic app that has our key features, and from that we get feedback from the users to develop the app to be more user-friendly, and then we can have a complete app developed through the user feedback and a wider user base, and then develop some algorithm to connect the users so users can have better conversations based on their knowledge of the language, and then from that we could have community growth where people form relationships and learn languages.
So our project future is going to increasing the target, which is now is going to be students within our respective colleges. Then it's going to be students in California schools, then students nationwide, and finally students worldwide.
So our key takeaways from this experience with our project is the human-centered design process, and that the core of the problem is the human need, and that people are the sole beneficiaries of this design, And this formation of the idea happens after extensive research into current problems as possible solutions, and that overall teamwork is key to developing a product fully for the human need and want.
And these are the sources we use. These are the sources we use to create this project and make our research. Thank you, everyone. We use the slides from SlideGo. And any questions?